Every year, millions of people from all corners of the globe travel to the United States. Their reasons are as varied as the travelers themselves. Some come for tourism, eager to explore iconic landmarks and vibrant cities, while others arrive for business, seeking new opportunities and partnerships. Many also visit to reconnect with family and friends, strengthening bonds across borders. These visits are more than just trips. They foster cultural exchange, create lasting memories, and play a vital role in boosting the U.S. economy through spending on travel, hospitality, and retail. For most foreign nationals, entering the U.S. requires a visa. This is an official stamp or sticker placed in your passport by a U.S. embassy or consulate, granting you permission to travel to a U.S. port of entry. Visas are issued for specific purposes, such as tourism, B2, or business, B1. However, it's important to remember that having a visa does not automatically guarantee entry. The final decision is made by Customs and Border Protection officers at the port of entry. The visa application process can be detailed and sometimes lengthy. Applicants must complete forms, gather supporting documents, and usually attend an in-person interview. During this interview, consular officers assess whether the applicant intends to return home after their visit. Demonstrating strong ties to your home country is crucial. This can include evidence of employment, family relationships, property ownership, or ongoing studies, anything that shows you have compelling reasons to return after your trip. Recently, the U.S. government introduced a significant new rule. Some visa applicants may now be required to pay a refundable financial bond. This bond acts as a guarantee that the visitor will leave the U.S. when their visa expires. Announced as a 12-month pilot program starting in August 2025, this policy is designed to encourage compliance with visa terms. The bond amount and eligibility criteria will vary, and only certain travelers from specific countries will be affected. This new requirement marks a significant change for many would-be visitors. It has raised questions and concerns about who will be impacted and how the process will work in practice. Understanding the details, such as who must pay the bond, how much it will be, and how to get it refunded, is essential for anyone planning a trip to the United States in the coming year. In the next scenes, we'll break down the specifics of this new requirement, step by step, so you can be fully prepared for your U.S. travel plans. Let's take a closer look at what this means for you and how you can navigate the updated process with confidence. The Visa Bond Pilot Program is a one-year experiment starting August 2025. Some B1, business, and B2, tourism visa applicants must pay a refundable deposit before receiving their visa. The bond isn't a fee, it's a security deposit, like when renting an apartment. The amount, $5,000, $10,000, or $15,000, is set by a consular officer based on the applicant's risk of overstaying. This flexible approach lets officers tailor the bond to individual circumstances. Only a small fraction of applicants, about 2,000 out of millions, will be affected during the trial. The goal? Test if financial bonds reduce visa overstays. The results will help decide if this becomes a permanent policy. For now, it's a focused experiment targeting specific travelers. Next, we'll see who exactly is required to pay the bond. Stay tuned. The bond doesn't apply to everyone. It targets travelers from countries with high visa overstay rates. Overstays happen when visitors don't leave before their visa expires. The Department of Homeland Security tracks these rates and identifies high-risk countries. Applicants from countries with weak document security or citizenship by investment programs may also be required to pay. The State Department will publish and update the list of affected countries. Examples from past reports include Haiti, Laos, Myanmar, and Yemen. Travelers should check travel.state.gov for the latest list before applying. If your country is on the list, you may need to post a bond. Let's see how the process works in practice. The visa bond process begins the moment you arrive for your visa interview at the U.S. Embassy or consulate. This is a crucial step for many travelers as it determines whether you'll be required to pay a bond before entering the United States. During your interview, the consular officer will review your application and supporting documents. If you're selected for the bond program, the officer will inform you of the specific bond amount you must pay, typically $5,000, $10,000, or $15,000. The amount is determined based on your risk profile and the guidelines set by the U.S. government. Unlike other visa fees, the bond payment is made directly to the U.S. Treasury, not to the embassy or consulate. you'll receive detailed instructions on how to make this payment, which is usually done online through a secure government portal. It's important to note that your visa will not be issued until the bond is paid in full and the payment is confirmed. Once your payment is processed and verified, the embassy will place the visa in your passport. This means you're officially cleared to travel to the United States. You can now make travel arrangements, pack your bags, and prepare for your journey. The bond acts as a guarantee that you'll follow all the terms of your visa. If you leave the U.S. on or before your authorized departure date and comply with all visa conditions, the bond is fully refundable. This provides peace of mind for travelers who intend to follow the rules. After your departure is officially recorded by U.S. authorities, the Treasury will process your refund. The money is returned to you, either by direct deposit or by check, depending on your original payment method. This process can take several weeks, so patience is important. However, if you overstay your visa, violate the terms, or fail to leave after a denied extension, you forfeit the entire bond. This means you lose the full amount you paid, regardless of the reason for your violation. Engaging in unauthorized work, staying past your allowed date, or attempting to change your status without approval are all actions that can result in forfeiture. The system is designed to be strict and to discourage any non-compliance. In summary, the rules are clear. Follow the terms of your visa and you'll get your money back. Break the rules and you lose the bond. This creates a strong financial incentive to comply with U.S. immigration laws. The visa bond system is intended to encourage responsible travel and ensure that visitors respect the conditions of their stay. It's a tool the government uses to promote accountability among travelers. In the next section, we'll look at the reasons behind the introduction of this program and what it means for future travelers. Understanding the logic and goals of the visa bond policy will help you see why it matters and how it could affect your travel plans. The main goal is to reduce visa overstays, which create enforcement and security challenges. A financial bond gives visitors a strong reason to leave on time. No one wants to lose thousands of dollars. The program also aims to protect U.S. taxpayers from costs linked to overstayers, like emergency services or deportation. Forfeited bonds can help offset these expenses. It's part of a broader push to tighten immigration controls and enhance national security, especially for travelers from high-risk countries. The pilot lets the government test if bonds are effective and practical. Data from the trial will guide future policy decisions. If successful, visa bonds could become a regular part of the U.S. immigration system. But who is not affected by this rule? Let's find out. Most travelers aren't affected by the bond rule. Citizens of 42 visa waiver program countries, like the UK, France, Japan, and South Korea, don't need a visa or a bond for short visits. These countries have low overstay rates and strong document security. Even in targeted countries, consular officers can waive the bond if an applicant proves strong ties and low risk of overstaying. The waiver adds flexibility and fairness to the program. It's not a blanket rule. Individual circumstances matter. The goal is to target only those who present a genuine risk. Now let's look at the history behind visa bonds. Visa bonds aren't new. U.S. law has allowed them for decades. But they've rarely been used due to administrative challenges and concerns about discouraging visitors. Collecting, holding, and refunding bonds worldwide is complex. There's also the risk of diplomatic friction if friendly nations feel targeted. Previous attempts, like a 2020 pilot, were never fully implemented. The 2025 program revives and expands the idea, testing it on a larger scale. It's the first serious trial of visa bonds in modern U.S. history. The outcome could reshape future travel policy. But this isn't the only recent change to U.S. visa rules. The visa bond program is just one of several recent changes. In-person interviews are now required for more visa renewals, making the process longer for some. The diversity visa lottery now requires a valid passport at the time of application, reducing fraud but making it harder for some to apply. These changes reflect a trend toward stricter screening and more detailed requirements for all travelers. The U.S. is tightening its borders and raising the bar for entry. Applicants must be prepared for more scrutiny and new rules. So, what does all this mean for future travelers? The introduction of the Visa Bond pilot program marks a significant turning point for many international travelers hoping to visit the United States. This new policy is designed to address long-standing concerns about visa overstays, and it signals a more cautious approach to border management and visitor compliance. Over the next year, certain applicants for B1 business and B2 tourist visas will encounter an additional financial requirement, a bond that must be paid before entry is granted. This bond can be substantial, and it's intended to serve as a guarantee that visitors will depart the U.S. on time. The primary goal of this measure is to discourage travelers from overstaying their visas and to encourage strict adherence to the terms of their stay. It's a tool to ensure that visitors respect U.S. immigration laws. While the vast majority of travelers will not be impacted by this pilot, those from countries with higher rates of overstays should pay close attention to the latest updates and requirements before submitting their applications. There are important exemptions in place, and consular officers have the discretion to waive the bond for applicants they consider low risk. This means that not everyone from a targeted country will necessarily have to pay the bond. Ultimately, this is a temporary experiment. The U.S. government will closely monitor the results to determine whether requiring bonds is an effective way to reduce visa overstays and improve compliance. Analysts and policymakers will be reviewing data and feedback throughout the pilot period, looking for trends and outcomes that could shape future visa policies for years to come. For now, it's crucial for all applicants to stay informed, carefully review the latest guidelines, and prepare all necessary documents. Being proactive and organized can help avoid delays or complications. The most important thing is to clearly demonstrate your intent to return home after your visit and to comply fully with all visa conditions. Providing strong evidence of ties to your home country can make a big difference. As U.S. immigration policies continue to evolve, staying updated and prepared is essential for a smooth and successful journey. Wishing all future travelers safe and pleasant travels ahead.